state Supreme Court judge has ordered the State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision to lift its suspension of the HALT Act, a controversial law that limits solitary confinement. In March, the department's commissioner temporarily suspended certain parts of the law in response to the weeks-long prison strike that happened. CBS 6's Brianna Sapardi reports.
The Humane Alternatives to Long-Term Solitary Confinement Act, or HALT, limits the amount of time incarcerated individuals spend in isolation and mandates rehabilitative programming for those held in confinement. It went into effect in 2022. However, some correction officers felt the law made their job more dangerous. And earlier this year, thousands of officers walked off the job in a 22-day wildcat prison strike protesting unsafe working conditions. In response, the Department of Corrections suspended much of that programming for 90 days to get them back to work, only to recommence programming on a facility-by-facility basis if they deem it's safe to do so.
Where there's an emergency in a given prison, the commissioner is permitted to impose segregated confinement. But what happened here is that the commissioner, rather than issuing an emergency declaration about a given prison based on facts at that prison, issued a statewide suspension about every prison in the state.
Which is the basis of this lawsuit that the Legal Aid Society helped file, seeking to lift the suspension, arguing it violated the law. And on Tuesday, a state Supreme Court judge agreed.
And the order that the judge issued effectively requires that the department explain both the basis for the emergency declaration and give a sense of how long that emergency is going to last.
In his decision, the judge wrote that the department failed to demonstrate such an emergency currently exists statewide, not meeting the burden of proof required under state law. In a statement, the State Department of Corrections said it's reviewing the ruling, adding, quote, "We continue to conduct safety and operational reviews on a facility-by-facility basis in order to ensure that when programming recommences, it's done so in a manner that prioritizes the safety and security of those in our care, our staff, and the community." The judge ordered the department to resume HALT programming by July 11th until a final ruling in this lawsuit is made. I'm Brianna Sapardi reporting.